What are you doing looking at me like that? Okay, so we are actually, I'm going to use the air quotes, done with this book. But it looks like there's some good information in the appendix, so we're actually going to do the appendix. And that'll give me a couple more weeks in the book. Probably. At least a week. So, here we are. So we're going to do that. Let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. And so click here now means it. And it is a blind CC. Nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And I do say that it is one email a week, and I mean that, except we do live on the Gulf Coast, and it is hurricane season. So then that's pretty much about it. If something unusual happens, which is usually weather related here, would be the only reason you'd get a second email. So we're not going to fill up your inbox. And then I mentioned the social media merely from the standpoint of we don't monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you to like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. So there is that. Okay. Now, like I said, we are done with this. We read the conclusion yesterday. But he's got an appendix. There's a lot of good stuff in the appendix. So I figured we might as well read the appendix and see what he's got in there. I think it's like chapter 23 where it was practical suggestions, where he was actually giving you an example of how you might do this. I think that's what's in the appendix, but let's find out. All right. Because, it's Ernest. Who knows? He actually did work on this book with Willis Kinnear, and maybe they got it together, and Ernest was like, well, okay, what about this? Or maybe Willis Kinnear did. I don't know. So this is the appendix to A New Design for Living. For those who may desire to continue the designing they have started, there will be a desire, no doubt, for other suggestions relative to spiritual mind treatments. On the following pages are numerous ideas on a great many subjects that may be of value and assistance. They cover situations and conditions that most frequently seem to need correcting in the course of everyday living. Some are presented in the form of a meditation followed by a specific declaration or affirmation. Others are simple declarations for inclusions in a spiritual mind treatment. Remember that these are suggestions. Only you can give them in your own words and through your own depth of feeling. The vital, dynamic, creative quality necessary for them to be effectively manifest in your existence. Okay. The time will come when you will need nothing outside yourself. When in the sanctity of your own thought, you will be able to find your way alone with God, to a fuller experience of all the good that life holds. Okay, so that's what this is. And today, we are going to do literally living today. And then tomorrow we'll do acceptance. So, and it looks like, so we've got this part here and then this little part here. So I think that's what he's talking about. So this may be the meditation and declaration. So let's get into it and see what living today is. It is known that it is not the particular negative experiences through which we have gone in the past that need destroy our happiness, but rather it is our emotional reaction to those experiences carried in the reservoir of memory. Many people suffer complete defeat without having really been defeated. Others succumb the first time anything goes wrong. It is one of the aims of psychosomatic medicine, analytical psychology, and psychiatry to strain out the negative mental and emotional reactions to previous experiences. That is one of the biggest problems in relationships, is we continue to project onto new people in our lives the behaviors of people who are no longer in our lives. So this is what he's talking about. It's like that this new person in your life isn't necessarily going to treat you the way the old one did, and yet you are treating them as if they are. And you wonder why you're not getting what you want. So this is what he's talking about. Like Jesse says that every person you know reminds you of somebody. The goal is not to take that memory out on the new person, because they are not that person. Although, if we don't do this kind of work, we do have a tendency to keep attracting the same kind of person. So that's one of the reasons why this kind of work is really, really important. Okay. Our experiences are stored in the mind either as happy or disconsolate ones, as life-giving or morbid. There is just as real an infection of the mind as there is an infection of the body. Almost invariably, our negative reactions to life, our unhappiness, and perhaps most of our physical disorders are based on unhappy experiences, which are buried alive in our memory. But they can have no real existence of their own in today other than the lengthened shadows. There is a book about feelings, and I think that's the name of it. It's called Buried Alive, and it's talking about these feelings that we have buried and not dealt with, and how they do continue to affect us. So, interesting. Okay. And so it is that as the impulsions of yesterday are carried over in today, making today happy or disconsolate, so the reactions of today are creating the possibilities of tomorrow, prophetic of what we shall experience. So, yep. Okay. Now, this is your affirmation or declaration that you can use. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not arrived, but today I am living in an eternal present filled with an everlasting good. There is nothing unhappy or morbid that can remain in my consciousness. I no longer have any fear of yesterday, nor do I anticipate tomorrow with anything other than enthusiastic expectation. Everything that was good in yesterday shall perpetuate itself in my experience. Everything good in today shall create my future. Therefore, I have no fear either in looking forward or backward, but realize the eternal day in which I now live. In this day, there is no fear, no lack, no want, no doubt, no misunderstanding, no uncertainty. Today is big with hope fulfilled, with love and life well lived. Tomorrow will provide its own blessings. So that is what is in the appendix. I'm really stoked about this, or psyched about this. And that's where you know I'm an 80s child. Psyched. I'm psyched about this. And that I like that he's giving you like real practical. Here, let me give you a short, let's talk about this for a minute. Now let's do the affirmation. And again, what he wants you to do is, if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, change any of the words that you need to. So brief reminder, hey, you know what? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. The only time we actually have is now. So let's let go of what didn't work and move on with what is working and lean into that. So, all right, that is it for today. Tomorrow we'll do acceptance and we'll see how this goes, and we'll work our way through the appendix. I'm super excited about it. All right, beloveds. So now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Hey, let's let's have a good laugh day, because we forgot what we were going to say. I don't know what was about to come out there. Because it's not Monday. So I think that's what is happening. Okay, you know what? Rewind and start it again day. You got this day. Have a good laugh day. It feels good to laugh. Cuddle your fur babies day. Drink plenty of water day. Be aware of the heat day. Stay out of the direct sunlight between 10 and 2 day, because we're at that part of the summer. Or at that part of the year, I should say. Eat something amazing. Do something fun for yourself day. Take care of business day. Do something nice for somebody else day. A good day, and if that's too much pressure, because apparently I'm out of words, simply have a day. You're enough. Just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Yep. And as Reverend Jesse likes to say, you are a godling. Okay? So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds. Apparently my vocabulary is just decking out on me all right and left. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on sometime this afternoon. I'll be back with you between the 9 and 9:15 hour, or the 9 and 9:15 slot. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will